Over the past few decades, we've witnessed an interesting social shift occurring across America. More and more seniors are choosing to end their marriages and live on a new path as single individuals. This trend has become so widespread that it even has its own name, gray divorce. The term refers specifically to divorces involving people over the age of 50. While divorce in general has become much more accepted in modern society, the rise of gray divorce signals some deeper changes in how we view relationships, aging, and personal independence later in life. Let's take a closer look at what's truly going on. Have you or someone you know experienced the impact of gray divorce? If so, share your story if you are comfortable. Check out the full details by visiting the link in the description. Understanding gray divorce. When we talk about gray divorce, we aren't just discussing a temporary fad or blip on the radar. No, this phenomenon represents a truly profound transformation in the landscape of relationships among seniors. And the numbers don't lie. According to data released by Pew Research Center, the divorce rate for adults aged 50 and above has roughly doubled since 1990. So what exactly is driving this notable increase in older adults untying the knot? As it turns out, there are several key factors at play. Longer life expectancy. Firstly, let's consider how our life expectancies have improved dramatically thanks to modern healthcare advances. People today are simply living longer, healthier lives on average compared to previous generations. For many seniors, this means potentially facing the prospect of several more decades living with a spouse. They may have grown apart after many years of marriage. Changing social norms. Societal attitudes and norms around divorce have also evolved in a major way, particularly for the baby boomer generation who came of age in the 1960s and 70s. Back then, the cultural stigma surrounding divorce began to subside. Many of today's older adults have already been through divorce earlier in their lives. So for them, choosing not to remain trapped in an unfulfilling marriage later in life feels like a much more acceptable option. Financial independence. We'd also be remiss not to mention the significant strides made in recent decades regarding financial independence for women. With more women joining the workforce and earning their own income and retirement savings, they've become far less reliant on a spouse for economic support. In 2018, nearly 57% of women aged 55 to 64 were employed, up significantly after only around 40% back in 1980. This empowers many women to feel they can sufficiently provide for themselves post-divorce. Personal fulfillment. On a deeper level, there's also the longing for personal growth, fulfillment, and new experiences that can intensify as we age and reflect on our mortality. For some seniors, remaining in an unhappy marriage may feel like an obstacle to exploring new relationships, activities, and chapters in life while they're still physically and mentally able. Feminism and women's independence. The rise of feminism and the decades-long push for women's rights and independence has further contributed to shifting attitudes around marriage and divorce, including for older women. Many females feel more empowered today to prioritize their personal autonomy over conforming to traditional gender roles and social expectations. Decreased religious influence. Another factor is the declining influence religion holds over societal norms these days. As fewer people attend church and follow religious teachings, the stigma surrounding divorce as a moral failing or sin decreases, even among older religious populations. Death of a spouse. Finally, it's worth noting that while not technically a divorce situation, the death of a spouse can prompt similar feelings of reevaluating one's life path and desires. For many seniors who have lost a partner, the feelings of newfound singularity can make them question whether they'd like to remarry or prefer to relish their hard-earned autonomy during their remaining years. Before we continue with the video, take a quick moment to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Plus, we've got some helpful resources in the description. Check them out and share your comments after you're done watching. The emotional and practical challenges. While divorce can bring a sense of freedom, it is crucial to acknowledge the specific emotional and practical difficulties that older adults often encounter when ending a long-term marriage. Let's take a look at some of the biggest challenges. Emotional impact. From an emotional standpoint, divorce can deliver a heavy psychological blow, even when you rationally know it's the right decision. After being married for decades and integrating another human into every aspect of your life, Having that partner abruptly absent can unleash a tidal wave of feelings like loneliness, guilt, and even an existential fear of the unknown future ahead. It's extremely important to develop a strong support system of friends, family members, or even professional counselors to help you process these turbulent emotions in a healthy way. Financial considerations. Divorce at any age can be a financial minefield to navigate, but it's exponentially more complicated for gray divorcees who have had decades to accumulate assets, investments, shared properties, and so on. Carefully considering and understanding the full implications a split can have on retirement savings, Social Security benefit payments, healthcare costs, and overall cost of living is crucial, especially when working with more limited and fixed incomes. Consulting an experienced financial advisor can make a significant difference in ensuring one's long-term economic security isn't jeopardized. Health concerns. From a health and wellness perspective, maintaining sound physical and mental self-care routines becomes paramount when going through and recovering after a gray divorce. Major life stresses like this can easily cause people to let healthy habits like exercise, nutritious eating, and social engagement fall by the wayside. However, making those self-care practices a non-negotiable priority lays the groundwork for emerging out the other side with strength and vitality still intact. Legal aspects. Lastly, there's the complex legal maze to navigate regarding properly dividing assets, money, shared properties, and other material possessions that were accumulated over a lifespan's worth of marriage. Even for a relatively amicable uncoupling, things can get messy fast when you're talking about picking apart intertwined financial matters established over decades. Having a knowledgeable family law attorney in your corner is essential for protecting your interests and ensuring an equitable settlement is reached. Embracing independence after gray divorce. Despite the challenges that come hand in hand with gray divorce, a growing number of older adults ultimately find the process of reclaiming their independence to be an empowering and revitalizing experience. For those who make the choice to begin this new chapter, here are some of the healthiest ways to fully embrace life's fresh start. Pursue new interests. One of the most energizing things about being single as you get older is the chance to finally explore new hobbies, skills, or adventures that you may have put aside for many years due to being married. Retirement opens the door to things like in-depth international travel, picking up artistic endeavors, or auditing courses at local colleges and universities to indulge in lifelong learning. Getting involved in community organizations, clubs, or volunteering efforts can help newly single seniors discover new passions while meeting like-minded people. Build a support network. Self-rediscovery also hinges on nurturing a strong social support network outside of the now-dissolved marriage. Maintaining close bonds with family members, friends, neighbors, and community groups becomes vital for sustaining emotional wellness and preventing feelings of isolation. Outlets like senior social clubs and divorce support groups can be fantastic resources for ensuring no one has to walk this path alone. Stay financially savvy. On a practical level, becoming financially independent requires heightened focus and prudence for recently single older adults. Creating and adhering to a realistic budget that aligns with your new income and cost of living realities should be a top priority. Beyond that, taking full ownership of your financial future through strategic investing and portfolio management, plus ongoing consultations with accredited financial advisors, can go a long way in establishing stability and peace of mind. Prioritize self-care. Potentially most important of all, however, is making deliberate self-care a top priority moving forward. Finding a positive physical exercise routine you can stick with, maintaining regular checkups and preventative care with medical professionals, fueling your body with nutritious meals, and incorporating restorative wellness practices like meditation can have profound impacts. The strong emotions that come with getting divorced later in life can really impact you if you don't make taking care of your overall health and wellness an important focus during this big life change. When all is said and done, the rise of gray divorce represents a major shift in how older adults today view marriage, aging, and personal freedom. Sure, the journey is filled with its share of complex challenges, but for many seniors, it allows them to redefine their life and fully embrace their independence as a single person. By making emotional support, financial planning, self-care, and nurturing a supportive social circle top priority, newly single seniors can confidently live into this new phase on their own terms. Gray divorce marks the start of an empowering journey of self-discovery and endless possibilities. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget the link in the description.